Being a Christian business owner does not make you a good business owner. Yes, being a Christian is good. Being a business owner is good. But being a Christian business owner don't mean that you are a good business owner. How do you get to a point where you separate yourself from everybody else? It's not because you run around and you're a Christian and so you got that on all your signage. You're a Christian and so that's on all your business cards. You're a Christian, so it's all on your website. You only hire Christians, you only work with Christians, you only do business with Christians. I get it. I get it. But I'm telling you right now, fundamentally, God got set this thing called business up, and there's some parameters by which you have to operate in to be a successful business owner, Christian or not. Just ask yourself the question, how is it that so many people who are not believers are successful in business? And God is the creator of business. He's the creator of all things. It's because there's certain business principles, fundamentals that you have to have and master if you want to be a successful business owner. And so we got to stop running around with on feels and passion and then be upset that our business isn't performing. We got to stop living from miracle to miracle because we waiting on God to do some miraculous thing when he gave us some instructions that if we abide in these and run the play, then everything is in automation anyway. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got to talk about it. I mean, if you want to get better, we need to talk about it. Or otherwise I could talk to myself about it because I think it's just a really good conversation. But no, seriously, man, it's a tough conversation, but one that needs to be had. Because oftentimes we out here starting our businesses on passion. We starting our businesses sometimes from being little G guys about what we think we supposed to go do and what problems we gonna solve and we gonna conquer the world and we gonna let everybody know about Jesus. All that's great, and to some degree that is true. It's not incorrect, but it is incomplete. The first thing we got to do as Christian business owners is be good business owners. There's nothing wrong with passion, but passion minus wisdom equals poor outcome. Passion plus purpose plus proficiency, got to be good at something, equals profits. Passion plus purpose plus proficiency equals profits. So we got to get good at offer development. How do you get good at offer development? Well, what are you great at that you can go and solve that problem for some specific group of people? Passion won't do that for you. You could be passionate about something, but that don't mean you're great at it. And then you like, I'm gonna go out here and start this business and I'm gonna help people do X, Y, Z. It's like, but are you great at X, Y, Z? Well, no, I'm just passionate about it. Oh, that's not good enough. That's poor business, and it's a poor reflection on the king that we serve by dragging him into our mess. The Lord told me to. The Lord told you that he blesses decency and order. The Lord told you that he will order your steps. The Lord told you many plans fail because of lack of counsel, but with multiple advisors they succeed. So stop telling people what the Lord told you and show people what the Lord showed you, which is excellence. Excellence. So we got to get good at something, and then we need to develop offers around our level of proficiency and how we can solve a problem for a specific group of people with our level of proficiency. Then after we get that offer, guess what we got to get good at? Marketing. I was today, so one of the things that we do is as you come into our ecosystem, right? You follow us on Instagram, any platform that you follow us on by which we can have a conversation with you. We always send a message out to our followers. Hey, thanks for the, by the way, this is free game for you right now. Hey, thanks for the follow. What drew you to my page, right? Listen to me. Listen to me. We've made millions of dollars from sending out this message. That's a clue. You're welcome. You're glad you watched today. Okay. Hey, thanks for the follow. What drew you to my page? Now, some of y'all already like, he just said he made millions of dollars from sending that message. That doesn't feel right. I know. That's okay. That's okay. Here's what's so right about it, though. is that Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added." What does that mean? That means that I need to seek to serve. Jesus was the servant leader who came here on earth to exude exactly that for us. So, me acknowledging those that's acknowledging me by way of following me, I'm seeking to serve by telling them thank you for coming to my page. What drew you to my page? Genuine interest. I want to know. You said, yeah, you clicked the button. I want to know why you clicked the button. And through those conversations, organically, things will come up that will lead me to believe that maybe it's a way that I can potentially help those that are looking for help. That's how it happens. But it starts with a conversation. How many people follow you and you never acknowledge them? I know. Most people don't. Why? Because it takes time. And it's not AI. I'm not knocking AI, but it's real people in there having real conversations. AI wouldn't know how to take certain pivots in conversations, by the way. Anywho, moving on. Fundamentals, right? So this is what I was saying. Thanks for reminding me. Some of y'all was like, how did we just remind? Sometimes I just be having a conversation with myself over here, man. But so no, so I did that, right? And there was a gentleman in there who said he was a life coach. He said that he was looking for more believers to connect with and that he was a life coach. And so I went and looked at his page, Mr. Life Coach. I want to see what you life coaching about. Y'all know what I found? Still photos, still graphics, still. It ain't one video on this man page talking about how he coaching people about life. There's quotes and art and graphics. Would you sign up to be a life coach by a life coach that ain't explaining to you how they life coach? This is what I'm talking about, y'all. We just say we doing stuff, but we ain't doing nothing. And we dragging God into our mess. Yeah, God told me I should be a life coach. Oh, yeah. Well, what else did he tell you about how to do that? Because he give the provision with the vision. He's providential. Did he send you any wise counsel? Did you go in and invest in some type of education? Did you steward over the dream and the vision that he gave you by way of putting resources around it? Or did you, from your feelings, say that, you know what, people always tell me I give them good advice. I'm going to be a life coach. And then I'm going to say God told me to do it. I don't know if that's what happened, what didn't. All I'm telling you is you got to know how to market your offer. You call yourself a life coach, spiritual coach, a think coach. I mean, it's a coach for everything, right? But are you, though? Show me. Show me. Articulate something to let me know that. Oh, I forgot. But you don't like videos. They make you feel so weird. And then, all these people that's watching, and you don't want your family really to be in your business like that. And then, the people at the church, you really ain't trying to let them know that because is you or aren't you? Are you pregnant or not? We got to knock it off. We got to be able to market our offer. We have to be able to clearly communicate to people how we can effectively help them. And guess what? After we market to them, guess what we got to do after that? Y'all really about to cut the camera off now. You got to sell them something. I think it's Proverbs 11:26. The one who hoards the grain is cursed. Blessed is the one who sells it. Not gave it away. Not doing charity. Blessed is the one who sells it. So who hoards the grain is cursed. If you out there with knowledge, wisdom, information, strategy, skill set that came from God, by the way, he blessed you to put you in a position to have those things, whether acquired or attributed. Then that means that you now have a responsibility to steward over that, and you ain't supposed to gatekeep. You're not supposed to keep it all for yourself so you feel like everybody looking up to you all the time. No, you're supposed to go out there and replicate, multiply. Go out, Great Commission, go out in the world, make more disciples. How do I do that? By giving them my best stuff, by helping them become another version of me, another extension of me. Jesus took what he had and downloaded it in 12 to go and save billions. That's a model. But we got to sell something. But most of y'all out there as believers, scared to sell. Fear. Then what do? Dr. Nita Phillips, I saw her speak at ILS a couple years ago, and she talked about how the things that we do to overshadow fear or to mask it. So we project anger. We project conflict. We project certain things. We project false humility to hide behind fear, to disguise fear. So a lot of the time, it's not that y'all feel bad about selling. A lot of the time, y'all scared to sell. And so you have false humility behind it. I just don't think it's right to be charging people. I just want to help. Just want to help the people. Yeah, helping them is selling to them. Why? Because scripture tells us that the heart follow the pocketbook. Where your treasure is, so your heart will be also. So what does that mean? That if I ain't spending, I spend my money where my heart is invested. So giving people stuff for free or for cheap, that's not helping them because their heart not in it. Then that's why they don't have success in your program, and then again and start these smear campaigns, and then you feeling crazy. You hiding behind fear. So you projecting false humility. I know. I ain't say it was going to be an easy conversation. I said it was going to be a necessary conversation. So what you going to do about it now? How about you go get some skills called selling? How about you go get some strategy called selling? That way, guess what? Then you won't feel bad about selling. Part of the reason why you feel bad about selling next to being fearful about it is because you don't know what you're doing. You're thinking too much about you. Why? Because you don't have the skill to think about anything differently. So it's all in your head. It feels weird to make the offer. As soon as you get down to the part about money, you want to start having sidebar conversations. No, it's time to make the offer. This is what the investment is. We go out here as believers and we uneducated on what we're doing, and we just blaming all this on God, putting all the pressure on him to do miracles, and God's he gonna show me the way. No, he already put people here that have gone before you, called advisors, that the scripture talks about, that you should have in your life. They gonna show you the way. He don't have to lead you through the wilderness with a cloud anymore, like the children of Israel. We operate in ignorance and pull God into this mess when he about excellence. You scared to make an investment in yourself because you talk about, I'm just going to keep praying about it. Okay. And he put provision in front of you in the form of somebody that could help you. And then you operating in scarcity. Hello? This thing still on? Yeah, you operate in scarcity, but you talk abundance. But you operate in lack. Those who sow sparingly shall also reap sparingly. Those who sow generously shall also reap generously. But you ain't putting no money in play. You got to give them something to bless. So we got to get good at the fundamentals of selling. I got to speed up because I got a call I got to take. I got to wrap this up, but I got to get this to y'all. Then we got to get good at fulfillment. Getting close with all your clients and taking them to Bible study with you and basically trying to disciple all your clients. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but it is something wrong with that when you don't have a true fulfillment center. Becoming friends with them and taking them to church and exposing them to the gospel is not fulfilling what they signed up for when they paid you. Stop trying to camouflage these business relationships with all of this biblical relationship to camouflage the fact that you ain't got your business in order. Knock it off. Go get better. I'm tired of coming across all that. That's why I started the Believers in Business community, to help people who are over spiritualized and under monetized, to help the believers that truly have identified, I want to do business God's way. And there's a reality where I can make multiple 6, even 7 figures a year, even 8 figures a year, help a ton of people and have a real fundamental business and love the Lord. And people see his light shine through me. He is using me as a vessel and all the above. But we can't use God as a prop. We have to operate under the fundamentals that he put in place to show people truly who he is. Not just because we carry our Bible around and we got a cross here and a cross on our ears and we got music playing all that. Like, business ain't church and church ain't business. Church is a business. That's a whole nother conversation, right? I ain't got time for that one today. But we got to get good at building out our fulfillment center. How are you serving your clients? What's the cadence to your business? What type of access do they have? What type of resources do you give them? Like, what's your guarantee for them? Fulfillment center. By the way, these things are not just explicit for the believer, they're explicit for the successful business owner. And that's what you are, a business owner. You're a believer in business. Believer in business. Meaning you take all of you into the marketplace. But in order to be successful in the marketplace, you have to operate within the framework of the marketplace. Every customer or client ain't gonna be a believer. Every person that worked for you ain't gonna be a believer. So you have to still do things fundamentally sound. Now watch this. Now this is where you get your time to shine though. Integrity. That's a prerequisite for a believer. Yes or yes? By the way, if y'all got this far, hit that subscribe button, right? Like, let's get this out here. Like the thing, subscribe, all of that. All of that. If you're on Audible, please leave a review. I appreciate you. I just want to get this out. I'm doing this every day for free. Why? Because this is what I believe God called and led me to do. By the way, he gave me the vision in 2021. The timing wasn't right, though. The execution of it started in November of 2024. We now in 2025. I'm just telling y'all, having a relationship with him is paramount. Why? Everything that he tell you to do, he ain't telling you to do right now. But you won't know that unless you're in a relationship. You won't know that unless you start walking so that he can order your steps. Stop hiding behind prayer. I'm just waiting to hear from the Lord. You will once you get in motion and that door don't open up that you thought should, and that thing don't happen and wait. Okay, all right, Lord. So it's not now. It's not no. It's just not right now. Problem is the church ain't even preparing y'all for this. The other problem is y'all ain't preparing y'all for this because you ain't reading your word anyway. You waiting on some pastor to regurgitate to you what he think that mean. So integrity. These are the things that separate us in the marketplace. Integrity, morals, principles. We should have non-negotiables as believers. We should not sign up a bad client because we need money, because scripture tells us that he will supply all of our needs according to his riches and his glory. All of our needs. He gives us wisdom and strategy. Proverbs, 31 chapters. Read a chapter a day. Wisdom and strategy all throughout Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. Faith. Faith to invest in ourselves. Faith to invest in the business. What happened to the parable of talents with the one that buried their talent because they were too scared to invest it? It didn't turn out well for them. But you over there being scarcity minded and keep talking about, I've just been praying, God gonna send it. He gave it to you already. You scared to use it. James tells us that motives matter. This is where we get to separate ourselves from everybody else. So let's be impeccable with our business. But then let's be impeccable with our display of being a believer. And that, my friends, makes you a believer in business.